If you couldn't see, this is Faust issue 5. I have to cover this bottom piece because I'm pretty sure YouTube would remove this. So we are back here on Faust Friday with more Tim Vigil stuff. So hopefully I can turn this page without kind of revealing what's under there. If you want to know what's under there, just make a quick Google search and you'll find it. Very interesting piece. Very Tim Vigil. And there we go. If you got a quick peek, if you paused quick enough. So one of the things that I haven't kind of brought up about this comic is just how fucking metal it is. By the way, additional inks by Tim Tyler, so this should be interesting. Tim Vigil and Tim Tyler. I think Tim Vigil inked every single issue so far, but I could be very wrong. So let's take a look at this. Very interesting choice of writing. I would have not chosen that, but hey, it is what it is. So we are back, of course, with Tim Vigil doing insane artwork, no different than what's usual. That's the thing is, I think, like I always say, like, oh, Tim Vigil could have easily worked in mainstream comics, and I absolutely believe that. But then again, I don't think it would have been easy for him because the stuff he draws is so fucking insane. I think a mainstream editor would be like, "What the fuck did you just hand me?" It's like too intense, too metal. I think he would have been too metal for Iron Maiden covers. Speaking of Iron Maiden, very much like Eddie from Iron Maiden. I believe that's his character, the mascot. You know, that's the thing is, like, there's a lot of story in this book. It's not just a flashy action book. There is a lot of story going on. But, yeah. I absolutely love the art. Even the guys who are, like, the fat cops are, like, are like, jacked. Our dude's hanging out at a titty bar. Man. God, look at that panel. There's always that one panel in every Tim Vigil book that you're like. There's tons of great panels, and there are some pieces that look a little stiff, like and look not very human. But man, look at that! What a great drawing right there. What a great comic, man. And there's again, we see this absolute total growth of Tim Vigil's artwork. Of course, we have to have the sex because you can't have a Tim Vigil comic book without there being sex. And I hate to point this out, but looks like she doesn't shave her pubes. So there you go. Oh, she's got some weird shit coming out of her vagina, vajayjay, and that doesn't seem normal. And if it's a problem, she should get that checked out. Great face there. I love the hand anatomy. I was watching a video with him. I don't know if it was a Cartoonist Kayfabe video or it was something else, and he talked about how he learned how to draw hands from Bern Hogarth. He just got it. He got the book on how to draw hands from Bern Hogarth, and he was just like, "I'm gonna go through this book." Kind of like the Frazetta story of going through Bridgman. He like went through the book and he's like, "Okay, I know how to draw hands now," and yeah. Got a lot of sex going on in this comic. Like I said, you always get like the one that's like super, uh, violent, and then you get the next one that's just all sex. Which, hey, man, that's their vision. This dude turned into like a dog, man. What a weird comic, but oh man, I love the way he draws the like the abdomen area of women, like very thin waists. Very cool. This video is probably going to be removed for pornography, but hey, man, it is what it is. That dude's dick is like coming back. He's like moving his leg and his dick's like flinging back. I don't know if you. I don't know. I guess your dick and balls could realistically do that, but very odd that they'd be hanging. That shit would be hanging that low. I guess he's in just like demon cock, just hangs lower or something, like the demon balls. Man, what a weird comic, but I love it. There's so much going on the page too, and that's what I love about it. It's like it's so like there's just so much going on. Look at that drawing there. I think Tim Vigil had his anatomy down for sure. No question about it. That's the other thing. Like so, like I when I draw, right, I want to draw a lot of muscles, kind of like. Oh, by the way, it's a great page, great pin above in the back. So like, and I am eventually I'm gonna go through EO as well. That probably will come at some point, but the thing is like when I draw comics, right? I I'm not drawing as well, so I'm not saying I draw anything like Tim Vigil, but everything that I draw, like every character that I draw, is like muscular, because I want to draw muscular characters. But also, like when I'm trying to draw regular characters, they're just too muscular as well. So it's one of those things where it's like you have to find your style, and when you're learning anatomy and you're getting, and I'm not saying that Tim Vigil was learning anatomy. Tim Vigil knew anatomy beautifully, but like when you're learning anatomy, like myself, you tend to draw everybody like super muscular, even if you're trying to make them look fat. So I look at Tim Vigil stuff and I go, oh, everybody's super muscular, but he's doing that like intentionally, and I'm doing it because I don't know enough. So, um, very cool comic. It did not disappoint. Hopefully, it doesn't get removed from YouTube, but if it does, whatever. I don't have enough viewers for it to get removed. By the way, I love that. I love that panel there. Such a cool panel with his mouth open. Great anatomy, skinny anatomy. Like, if I tried to draw that, his arms would probably be much bigger. And it's like, oh, you just got to make things a lot smaller. And it's like I tried to, and then it just ends up looking like fucking Arnold Schwarzenegger, like when he was lifting. But yeah, great comic. Oop, saw it again. Great comic, and we'll just flip this bad boy. I already showed it anyway, so who cares? Great comic, and man, Tim Vigil does not disappoint. And next week we are going to do issue 6 of Faust, which I'm very excited for. So thank you guys for watching, and I hope you guys have a great Friday.